Hello, YouTube family. I would like for y'all to say hello to my girl, Akila B. Say well, YouTube family, I've been wanting to bring some people on my page to tell their testimony, and she's my first one on my YouTube page to give a testimony. And her testimony today is about she had a visitation to heaven. But without me getting into details, I'm gonna let her give the details about her experience. And y'all, I've been trying to get her on this YouTube page for the longest. Look, every time I think about heaven, I'm always referring back to when she told me about her visitation to heaven, and it just blessed me so. Till I've been trying to get her, so she finally here today. And 45 years later, and I'm just so excited that she is. This is my sister in Christ, and I just love her so much, y'all. She's really a blessing to me. So I just want, without any further ado, as they say, I want her to give her testimony, and we'll just go from there. So, Akila, you want me to say your last name or just Akila B? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, okay, Akila Bonner. And so tell us your experience, girl.
Well, uh, it happened probably around 2010 or 2011. I remember the year because that was a year that I guess the saying rock bottom. I was at rock bottom.
All right now.
So I was at rock bottom emotionally, spiritually, physically. I was drained, you know.
Yes, I understand.
And I was going through, I guess, a transformation, trying to figure out who I was spiritually,
Yeah.
what journey to take or whatever. I don't know. I just knew I was somewhere I didn't want to be.
Yes, yes.
So the only thing I wanted to do was come home and go to work, come home, sit in the dark, just be in the presence of God and uh, just be by myself. Like me personally,
Yeah.
When I go through stuff, I go inward. Some
Right.
people go outward and do outlets, and I used to do that. Like Chanel, I used to be a drinker. I used to be a partier. I used to be all of that. But at this point in my life, that wasn't satisfying anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So, and I won't go no further than alcohol. I'm sorry, some people do. I just won't go no further than alcohol. So, and I just was like, one day I came home and I was like, God, laying in the dark, and I know it could have had to been like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm young. It was like, I'm just broken. I was broken.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, you know what? At this point, I don't know what to do. You know, I tried to, control my life. I tried to do whatever Akila wanted to do, and obviously it was not working.
Right.
So I said, God, I just need something. Like, if you're there, if you're listening to me, use me. I know I remember asking him to use me to help him and to help others.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't know if I just got sleepy or what. I was thinking I got sleepy. But when I laid down, it was like I felt my body separate, transcend. Now, this happened to me before, but that's another story.
Right.
But it transcend. I never experienced it woke. You know what I'm saying? And I was woke. I know I was woke.
Yeah.
So as I felt my body separate from, my spirit separate from my body, when I finally came to, I was under a tree.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
But then I felt this dread.
Honey, come on
now. I laughed at this part because I laugh at myself when I think about it. I felt this dread come over me, like, oh my God, I didn't die.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I asked you to help me, but Lord, I mean, was it time for me to come? I am dead. Yeah. And the only thing I could think about was my mom is gonna find me up in here in the middle of the afternoon. I didn't ask for this. Be careful what you ask for, Lord. And took me and came and got me and brought me home. You know what I mean? Come on. Why am I dead? Like I feel like I wanted to do something else on earth. Good Lord. Okay, So I'm sitting here by myself, and I remember being under a tree. And I'm assuming it was a tree of life because it was like this really, really old tree, and it was a really big tree. It didn't have any leaves on it. It just was just like a really old comforting tree.
Yeah.
So after I'm sitting here like, oh Lord, I'm feeling by myself because I didn't see anybody. And then all of a sudden, I started blinking. And you know how, if you ever seen childbirth, which I have, when the babies first come out, they're blinking around and they're looking like,
it's like a film or
it's like a
something over their
film over their
eyes.
eyes. And that's what I felt like I had a film over my
Or a
eyes
veil.
or a veil and I couldn't see. Excuse me. And it was like I was trying to blink, but I could still see the tree, but it wasn't like a clear. It was like I said, I'm looking through, through film.
Right.
So after a while, I started blinking my eyes, and everything became clear, and I saw these people coming at me.
Yeah.
And then I looked around, and I could actually see where I was at. It was like I saw these really big buildings. I'm gonna give you a visual. Just imagine being in New York, and those buildings are really big,
Right.
and those buildings times 100.
Ooh.
But it didn't feel crowded. It was like, how are these buildings here? And they're so big, and it doesn't feel crowded or people on top of each other. Yeah. And it was like one of the buildings. It looked like it had levels. It had like little windows and it had levels and stuff.
Yeah.
And
so what were these? Were they mansions or?
I guess they were mansions. I just call them buildings. I guess they were mansions. So, but they were shaped more. They reminded me more of. It's like a really big, just a really big building. They weren't really shaped like a mansion. They were more like a building, like a office or something, like an apartment building. Gotcha. It didn't really look like mansions are more one eventually. This is more like apartment buildings.
Okay.
But there was some different. It was those levels, and then it was get the sad part. So when after a while, I started seeing all of these people, and it was like a lot of people coming to me.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize anybody that my family or anything like that. Everybody that came to me were, I guess that's the welcoming committee. I don't know.
Right.
They were people. They were people I didn't know. It wasn't like family or friends or anything like that. I didn't see any animals either. Not saying that they weren't there. I just personally didn't see them.
Right.
So this one lady, she came up to me and she looked like the typical auntie. She had her hair pulled back in the bun, and she grabbed me and she said, "Welcome, child." And I'm pushing her back. I'm not that one person. Like then I wasn't. Now I'm, I open up and I was like, "Lady, you don't know me. Like I'm dead. Like get off of me. I'm trying to process the fact that I'm dead here."
Right.
So once I said that, everybody started laughing and and then individually people started coming to me, giving me a hug, and I'm still in my mind, look, I'm dead. I haven't processed this yet.
Right.
Where am I at? Like, is this it for me? So even in my mind, because I'm a funny person, I was like, and I hope my mama don't put me in no ugly clothes because her taste is different from mine.
I'm a damn butcher.
Like, Mom, please don't pick her dress up. Please, if I'm going away from here, please pick something I will wear.
Yeah.
So okay, that was just a joke. So after that, the lady, I guess she was the one who welcomed everybody who came or whatever. So she said, "You're not dead." She said that everybody goes through what you're going through. What you're going through is a process.
Right.
She said, you're going from one realm to the next. And she said, but you are not dead. She laughed at me because I guess she experienced this for other people.
Yeah.
She said, but you do have to go up here. So when she said that, she gave me another hug. I remember that. And like the crowd parted. The crowd looked like it was like 100 people. But it didn't feel overwhelming. It was just like a warming, like they brought warmth and and calmed me down. So when they partied, and I looked up a hill, and the hill was like it was a dirt road, but it was golden. Okay. It was golden, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what it felt like. I don't know. I'm a Southern person. We're from Virginia. Well, I'm from Virginia. You're from Louisiana, and in the country they have that red clay. Yeah. And it was like that dirt look, but it was not red. It was gold. Right. And I was like, why they got this gold dust out here? Like, I'm thinking red clay didn't with it or whatever. But anyway. Right. I go up this long, it maybe took me maybe 10 minutes to get to this one mansion. And she said, you go up. She didn't go with me. None of the people went with me. I had to go. It was my own journey.
Yeah.
So I had to go by myself.
Right.
So I walked up and she pointed to the place I had to go. Now, the place that I had to go to, it didn't look like the other buildings that I had seen. The other buildings were like apartment building type of buildings. That type of thing. You know, are they called Pueblo people? That have, you know what I'm talking about? That had those like little holes that they used to live in. You know what I'm talking
You
about?
talking about Eskimos?
Not Eskimos.
You talking about the Aztecs Indians?
The Aztec Indians.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you know how their homes, I remember seeing that, and I remember it was like, but it was, the building that I saw was like that, and it was like, I guess they were different sections. And it might have been just the windows reminding me of that.
Right.
So anyway, I went to the place I had to go to was a mansion. Okay. I don't know. It was a mansion. It was a house. It was an individual place. It wasn't like the other buildings that I saw. It didn't look like an apartment building. Right. So when I got in and I'm looking around like, okay, ain't nobody around here. Like, ain't nobody on the streets. I don't see no cars. I don't see nobody else. Like, where the people at that support? You know, like, y'all just gonna send me to an empty house.
So does it still feel like heaven, or does it feel like you transported to some other place?
I feel like you're transported. Like, I feel like I transported to some other place. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, heaven, if that's where it was, it just felt, like I said, what I felt personally was that I was dead.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So, but after a while, the warmth and the calmness, it just calms me down, and I assumed I was in heaven.
But hey, look, that's what it really sounds like.
Yes. So, you know, I went down there. It was love and all of that. It wasn't the other stuff. So, you know, so after I went into, I got to this building, and it was like I really couldn't see in the building, and I guess because I wasn't supposed to see it, because I wasn't technically supposed to be there.
Right.
So when I looked in, it was pitch black, first of all. But it wasn't like a deathly black. It was just that I couldn't see what was inside the house.
Right.
But I could look past the darkness, and I saw like this big portal of light. And it was so bright. I was like, whoa. Out of the light came this figure, and I didn't see anybody. I just know it was the presence. The presence felt masculine. And I heard the voice that I felt masculine.
Right.
So in the voice, and I'm standing in the doorway because I'm sitting there like, I ain't going up in here. Who is this? You know?
Yeah.
I still have my human thoughts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because I don't have any, you know, even though I felt like I was technically dead, I still had human feelings and human thoughts.
Absolutely.
But I just didn't feel pain or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm standing in the doorway, and I'm like, do I come in? What do I do? So when I didn't have to do anything because the figure came to me. And like I said, it felt fatherly. It didn't feel motherly. It felt fatherly.
Right.
So the voice I heard said, Akila, keep doing what you're doing, and all of this is yours. Stay the path, and all of this is yours. And then after that, I felt myself at peace. I felt all the dread that I was feeling on earth, you know, just all the confusion. I felt it lift off of me when I heard that. So after that, I felt myself surfing back into my body.
Right. Okay, now can I ask you one question? What did we talk about the guy that was under the tree with the hat?
Yeah, but that was just one of the people that was there. Yeah. He didn't say anything to me, no. It was a lady.
But what specifically about him that stood out to you that you remembered him? Because that's one of the things that I remember you shared about him too.
That's that he was just look. I shared it with you. It wasn't him per se. It was that the figure that I saw had on a hood, and it was kind of pretty much they were covering themselves. Gotcha. It wasn't under the tree. It was the person that was. I mean, you know, the spirit that was coming in. What I assume was God.
Gotcha.
You know,
see that goes to show you. Look, I'm trying to paste it all together. But
yeah.
all I know is after you told me,
Yeah, and that's what it was. But it was a guy who was who did it was. I remember him, a guy. He had on like some overalls and a hat, but he just looked like the typical farmer. And I'm thinking it was just like because, like I said, I grew up in the country. It was just one of those type of people, and he could have been. These could have been my ancestors. These could have been people I just never met. Right. Because I had an uncle who used to every time I saw him, he had on overalls. Oh my! But it wasn't him though. Okay. But
Now I have a question for you. Was it different nationalities, or was it just you feel like your ancestors? Because sometimes God do that to people in their visitations. He'll show you your family,
my family,
your ancestors.
To be honest with you, I didn't even take notice. I know that the auntie figure, I call her auntie figure because that's what she felt like. She felt comforting. She felt more auntie than motherly. Yeah. You know how aunties is totally different from your mom. I'm just being honest. All right, auntie let you get away with some stuff that your mama won't let you get away with. Okay, that sounds about right. She was black. I did see that she was a black woman, and the guy with the overalls and the hat, he was black too. But everybody else, pretty much, I can't remember because it was so long ago. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't pay attention to nationalities and nothing like that because it was because of the fog, I really couldn't. I just knew that she was black because she was so close to me and she gave me a hug. But everybody else kind of seemed part of the fog and part of the haze. But I know it was a lot of people out there. Okay. And like I said, I couldn't see the figure, but I assumed. I'm not gonna say I assumed. I believe that it was because I wasn't supposed to see everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I mean, because he will keep things from you. Right. Yes, at that time and point in my life, I was supposed to see what I was supposed to see. Right. And then I might have couldn't handle seeing him in the spirit and seeing him in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I wasn't. Now I'm gonna tell you, I probably could because I have leveled up in different levels. I mean that was what 11 years ago. So my level of spirituality wasn't what it is now. Right, right. So and then like I said, I literally, y'all, I literally felt myself come back together. And like I said, and I'm being led to tell this other story. I didn't come to tell this other story, but I'm being led to tell this other story after I say this. But I felt myself transcend and just imagine just coming together. Like closing a book. Yeah. One end comes to the next. That's what I felt like my spirit went back into my body. Right. And when I woke up, I'm sitting here like I can't move. And I guess when you transcend, you're tired. Right. And, I think that's why babies sleep so long. They come out and they sleep for months because they done went through a transformation. So I woke up and I'm just like, what the heck was that? Like I'm looking around like, yeah, what just happened to me? Yeah, yeah. That was a visitation. You had look. That was a visitation. Yeah. And at the time, y'all, I didn't know what it was. She had explained to me. I didn't know what a visitation was. I just know that I called her and I was like, something just happened to me. I don't know what just happened to me. I pretty much, I think I'm scared out of my life. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking I died. Right, right. But I'm going to tell y'all this. When I woke up, I was changed. And then that's what I was going to ask you. What was the effect after the dream? No, not the dream. Your visit. Because that's exactly what it was. Yes. After the visitation, I was changed. Like I didn't feel that woe is me. What is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to do? Type of thing. Right. Because I'm gonna say God. I mean, hey, I don't have nothing to lose, nothing to say. That me personally, it was God had said, "You're doing what you're supposed to do." Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like, you asked me to use you. Like, I'm not nobody special. I'm not no pastor. I'm not out here trying to get money and trying to lead nobody either. Like she said, it took her. This happened in 2010 or 11. She's been asking me for years, y'all. For years. Me personally, I'm the type of person that I don't open up like that. So when she says she just feel like this will help somebody, I'm praying that it will. Yes. Most definitely. how he works with through us is like when one of us is down and don't feel like doing anything, he'll light a fire match and burn up the other one and be like, "Look, you need to do it." Like he used me to do that to her, and now she's using her to do this. The same fire. The same fire. Burnt up crispy. I'm burnt up, y'all.
Look, y'all. That fire she's talking about. This is the fire of the Holy Ghost. That's what it is, honey.
You know, and I've been through so much supernaturally that sometimes I'm like, I gotta be crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're not. Even though I know, but I'm just saying to be personal with the audience, it's like, you know, I don't want y'all thinking, okay, this, am I crazy, you know, and like, why am I going through this? And, you know, and I was going through supernatural stuff when I was out there clubbing. And I can hear God telling me, Akila, you gonna get it together now. And I'd be like, yeah, God, I thought I come from this club. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, excuse me. That really, what, like I said, that visitation was, that really pushed me into a different level of self-awareness. It really did that for me. It pushed me clean out of my flesh. Like if you guys aren't on that, you know, like, I was operating totally in spirit after that. You know, I wasn't, everything I did was because God wanted me to do. It wasn't because Keela wanted to do it or my flesh wanted to do it. Not saying I'm perfect because I'm not, but at the time it was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like that really pushed me and transcended me into my spirituality, into who I am now. Right. You know? Right. And who you are now. Have you been getting more visitations, less visitations, or I mean since then? Yes, since then. Oh Lord. Like well, I mean, we don't have to go through the story. No, I'm listening. Because you know, we don't want to say, we don't really want to go that far. But I have been since that visitation. I haven't so like had any other visitations. I've had dreams, like visual dreams that but I had those my whole life. But it pretty much was, I hear them clearer now. Yeah. So, you know, beforehand it was like, is that me talking or is that God talking? And now it's like, I know it's God talking. Yeah. You know? What else? I'm pretty much. So now you feel a little bit more sensitive to God's voice. Yeah, I'm a little bit more. I'm a whole lot sensitive. I mean, you know, we experienced that at your house, remember? And that you were like, what? I was like, oh, are you talking about the time that you saw the angel? No, well that too, but the time when we were at your house, when you were living on, when Gloria got sick. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, the Lord, boom, kill. You was like, Chanel, go check on Gloria because something is going on. And what did I come there? I just came there for. Just came there, we was just fellowshipping. That's it. Yeah, we were just, you had cooked and I was just like, I'm hungry. So. You right, Killer. You sure bring it to my attention. Yeah, and I just felt like. Out of nowhere, you said, Chanel, go down and check on Gloria. And normally, when Gloria will go through her diabetic stages, she would make noise I would hear, but I didn't hear nothing. And that was by the Spirit of God. You said, Chanel, something going on with Gloria. Go down and check on her now. Now, when I get down there, I had to knock, I had to beat her door open and get in there and call the ambulance to come get her. She was on the floor. But the Spirit of God, but needless to say, the Spirit, your sensitivity to the Spirit of God, I got to test it. I mean, look, it was so powerful because we was just talking. Yeah. And I just felt this overwhelming pull. Yeah. Like someone's put, I was like, oh Lord. Yes. But I knew what it was. I just didn't. Usually I'm not with somebody when it happens. Right. So I was like, Chanel, something ain't right. God. That was God. Something ain't right. And she was like, what? I was like, I don't know what it is, but something ain't right. Yeah. And I and she was like, are you sure? She was like questioning me. I guess I don't know why you was questioning me, but I stood up. I was like, why? Because I didn't hear anything. Oh, because she didn't hear anything. Because normally she would make a lot of noise. Because see, it wasn't that I didn't believe you. It's just that normally when Glow, because you didn't hear anything, right? No, but I felt it, y'all. Her diabetic, you know, changes are loud.
And so I didn't hear anything. But the reason why you ain't hear anything because she was knocked out.
Yeah, and it was like, well, yeah, she was knocked out, and then when we got there, she was coming out of it.
Right.
But it was a struggle. She was struggling. I was like, yeah. Oh my God, and then it was just an experience.
But God is good.
Yeah, it was an experience.
God is
and
good.
Then he said that he gave us some orange juice. But imagine like if
nobody was there.
Nobody was there,
Yep. She took it on. Well, she loved the Lord. She'd have went to heaven.
Yeah, but the fact that that was an experience that, I mean, even when it happens to me, I'm like what?
But that's beautiful though, Kilo. That is beautiful.
Yeah. So I did become, like you said, some more sensitive to, more super. I guess
that's it. That's it. Just sensitive to God.
Sensitive to God.
It opened your spiritual side up even more.
It did.
So I mean, I tell you, I've had some experiences. I'm like, ever since I've been a little girl, I ain't tell nobody because I'm like, I don't want nobody to think I'm cuckoo.
And I'm telling y'all, this is the first. I've never told anybody my visitation except for her. I've never, and that's when she asked me to do it for YouTube. I was like, no, don't know. That's like this, But it was like, I thought this guy was like, and to be honest with you, it's blessing me because it pulled me out of a, I wouldn't say a selfish mode, but I'm such a private person. Yeah. So that's just, I wouldn't say fear because I'm not afraid to talk about it. It's just that I'm just a private person. Yes, I'm right. So, what I'm saying? But, like I said, it's blessing me because I feel like somebody needs to hear this. Somebody who might have visited heaven and might have been like, oh, did I really do it? Like, is there other people? Did it really happen?
Am I crazy?
Am I crazy? That is like the first thing I thought. Crazy. That's the first thing I thought was like, okay, I'm clearly somebody. I clearly got a gene that my mama and daddy gave me that. But no, it's not. Because I don't know.
Well, y'all, I just want to say this here. I have been blessed. Haven't you been blessed by her testimony? In fact, what I am going to start doing, I'm going to start probably doing more personal testimonies. I want to hear hell testimonies, heaven testimonies, people sharing their visions. Maybe if they don't have a platform, to speak it on. I feel like I might be being led to be a platform to let people, because really it's blessing me. Like, I've been wanting to hear a testimony. So, I finally get that privilege, for her to share what has been so personal to her. And I get it because, to be honest with you, before I started this page, I was scared to talk about my experience. One of my experiences was I had a visitation like you did, but I was taken out of my body and thrown into hell.
Yeah, I remember.
So that was my visitation. I couldn't tell my mama. I couldn't tell. I said, I ain't telling nobody this. This is a bad report card. I'm like, oh my God. I said, this is a bad report card. I went to hell. So, and God has an assignment for all of us. And little did I know that, what happened to me, it was in the 10th grade when it happened to me. But God is setting us up for our call. When he do stuff for us in our youthfulness, spirituality, things that we don't understand. We like, I ain't telling nobody. Yeah. It's too personal. Folks gonna think I'm crazy. Yeah. But literally, it's a setup for God to put you out there. It's just a setup because he know that your go through is going to be somebody. It's going to be a testimony. Your testimony is going to be a platform for people to get blessed. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Well, I want to keep talking because me and Kila, look, after this here close, we love to talk. We love the Lord. But I just wanted everybody to be blessed by what I was blessed by. You know what I'm saying? But this would not be the last time. If the Lord happens to lead her and she's in the mood, we will share some more testimonies because she has some blessed testimonies where God, how sometimes when you're going through something, God is your deliverer in one moment where he keeping you alive, and the next moment he prospers you and he blesses you, whether it be with healing or whether it be with money. God can give us many testimonies, you know what I'm saying, as far as what he's done for us. But today was the day of visitation. And so hopefully she'll share. Will we be doing some more?
Hey.
leave.
Never know.
So whenever she's, I'm not gonna say when she's in the mood. We're gonna say as the
Being
Spirit of the
led.
Lord leads her, and we'll come back again. But I just want to let you know that I love y'all, and if this testimony bless you, give us a comment. Please be positive, be nice, and also if you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, now is the day of salvation. Choose whom you will serve. I want to see y'all on the other side because I'm going. Okay. I'm going home. We going home to be with the Lord. And I want to see y'all there, okay? So we love y'all. Oh, and remember to subscribe, share, and like. I love you all. Tell them bye, Killer Baby.
Bye.
Bye.